Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Saya Muhammad Kirano Abizan Abidin dan hari ini saya akan bentangkan tentang case study 1 cloud computing. Soalan pertama, find out what is cloud computing with cloud computing type example. First, developer and IT team can focus on what matter most while avoiding undifferentiated tasks while procurement, internet and capacity planning thanks to cloud computing. As cloud computing has become more widespread, a variety of model and deployment methodologies have arisen to fulfill a demand of various users. You have very level of control, flexibility, and management depending on the cloud service and deployment technique you use. Understanding the distinction between infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, as well as the many deployment options available, will assist you in determining which combination of service is most suited to your requirement. They can describe 5 benefits of cloud computing. First, high speed quick deployment. The ability to spin up new cloud computing instance in a matter of seconds reshape the agility and speed of software development. Developer can easily test new idea and design application architecture without the dependency on on-site hardware limitation or slow procurement process. Second, efficient and cost reduction. By using cloud infrastructure, you don't have to spend huge amount of money to purchasing and maintaining equipment. This drastically reduce CapEx costs and total cost of ownership. You don't have to invest in a hardware, facility, utility, or building out a large data center to grow your business. You do not even need large IT team to handle your cloud data center operation, as you can enjoy the expertise of your cloud provider staff. Next, unlimited storage capacity relate to scalability benefit above. The cloud has essential unlimited capacity to store any type of data in various cloud storage type, depending on the ability, performance, and frequency the data has to be accessed. The rule of thumb is that the cost of storage goes up according to the level of availability of the data, performance, and access frequency. Creating and optimizing the cloud cost structure policy can reduce the cost of cloud storage significantly while maintaining the company business goal related to data storage in the cloud. Lastly, backup and storage data. The fact that data can be stored in cloud without capacity constraint also help with backup and restore purpose. As any user data changes over time and need to be tracked for regulation or compliance reason. Although software version can be stored for later stage, in case there will be need for recovery or rollback. Mobility. Cloud computing allow mobile access to corporate data via smartphones and device, which is a great way to ensure that no one ever left out of the shop. Start with busy schedule or who live a long way away from corporate office. Can use this feature to keep instantly up to date with client and coworker. Third question. Explain why Disney Plus decide to use AWS as preferred public cloud infrastructure. The Walt Disney has chosen Amazon Web Service as its public cloud infrastructure provider because Amazon offer one of the best cloud service in market right now, with the rivalry of several big companies like Google, Apple, Dropbox, and more. Moreover, the needs of Disney is well matched by Amazon Web Service infrastructure to launch their major streaming platform Disney Plus, and they also work together for to act year before the deal was put to pen. Few other advantage AWS offer is that Disney are able to migrate from physical to cloud-based architecture. Other Disney services are also running on AWS, which drive optimal operational performance, and customers are satisfied with the service as well. Got question? Even large company as Disney Plus choose AWS for its flexibility, cloud service, and are still susceptible to risks. Construct a theory on how AWS mitigate the risk. First, cloud resources are ephemeral, which make it difficult to keep track of assets. According to our research, the average lifespan of cloud resource is 2 hours and 7 minutes. And many companies have environment that involve multiple cloud account and region. This led to decentralized visibility, and since you can secure what you can see, it make it difficult to detect risk. Your root account can do the most harm when unauthorized party acquire access to them. Administration often forget to disable root API access. IAM access key are often not rotated. This weaken IAM ability to secure your user and group, giving cyber attacker a longer time window to acquire them. AWS IAM can be deployed to manage all of your user account and group with policy and detailed permission option. Unfortunately, admin often assign overly permissive access to AWS resources. Not only those that enable user to make changes and have access, they should not be allowed to have. But if cyber attacker acquire their account, more harm can be done. It is your responsibility to ensure that data security patch has been applied to hosts within your AWS environment. Unit 42 provide insight into a related problem. Traditional network vulnerability scanner are most effective for on-premise network, but miss crucial vulnerabilities when they are used to test cloud network. Question 5 relate how does virtualization work in cloud computing environment. Utilizing a non-virtualized environment can be inefficient because when you are not consuming the application on the server, the compute is sitting idle and can be used for other application. When you virtualize environment, that single physical server transform into many virtual machine. This virtual machine can have different operating system and run different application while still all being hosted on single physical server. When a disaster affect a physical server, someone is responsible for replacing or fixing it. This will take hour or even day. With a virtualized environment, it's easy to provision and deploy, allowing you to replicate or clone the virtual machine that been affected. The recovery process will take mere minute as opposed to the hours it will take to provision and set up a new physical server can significantly enhancing resiliency of the environment and improving business continuity. With few server, your IT team will be able to spend less time maintaining the physical hardware and IT infrastructure. You will be able to install, update, and maintain the environment across all the VM in the virtual environment on the server instead of going through the laborious and tedious process of applying the update server by server. Less time dedicated to maintaining the environment increase your team efficiency and productivity. Since the virtualized environment is segmented into virtual machine, your developer can quickly speed up the virtual machine without impacting a production environment. This is deal for dev developer test. As a developer can quickly clone the virtual machine and run a test on the environment. When you are able to cut down on the number of physical server you are using, it will lead to a reduction in amount of power being consumed, which is it can reduce expense for the business, and that money can be reinvested as well. Question 6, associate part benefit of virtualization in cloud computing. Organization have the flexibility to share system without essentially having a shared critical information or data across the system. They can prevent loss of damage or damage to critical data in case where the system is compromised owing the malicious activity. They have the ability to reduce the risk of multiple attack in case of an exposure by methodically is isolating application and virtual machine. It improves the physical security of organization by reducing hardware requirement, thereby leading to few data center. A higher level of access control is offered to system and network administrator, which separate responsibility and improve the system efficiency. Page 7 describe the design concept of Amazon Web Service infrastructure to support cloud computing. Amazon Web Service is a comprehensive evolving cloud computing platform provided by Amazon that include a mixture of infrastructure and service. AWS offer a large number of potential benefits to anyone looking to launch afford or optimize spending for system. The service offer hardware resources such as network, storage, and virtual computing resources via the internet. However, there are some issues that can be considered. Question 8, credentials are used to verify user identity and permission to access certain resources. Explain root user credentials and IAM user credentials in Amazon Web Service. Root user credentials in Amazon Web Service create when AWS account is created. For root, allow full access to all resources in the account. Also, cannot using IAM policies to the root. For the AWS account, root user, only the root can close the account. If you need to do tasks that require the root user, sign in to the AWS management console using the email address and password of the root user. IAM user are created by the root and or administrator for the account. With IAM, you can fully control access to AWS service and resources for user in your AWS account. Also, you can delete or modify the policy if you need to modify or revoke. Can create IAM user with the read-only access to resources in your AWS account and distribute those credentials to user if don't need share your credentials. Last question, find out how to perform creation of root user and IAM user credentials in AWS. Step 1, just on website http sign in aws.amazon.com. Click this button to create new account and then next. Step 3, type your email address and follow AWS account. Please verify email after you done filling the detail. Once your email is verified, the user require to create new root password and continue to the next step. Step 5, the next step is filling your personal information, choosing your plan of using AWS and agreeing AWS customer agreement. Step 6, next step is filling out your bill information to activate the service of AWS in overtime. Step 7, next following step is to confirm your identity by putting your number phone and receiving code through text or call to your phone, and also by typing the CAPTCHA according to the picture. Step back, type the following that you have to receive through text or call. Step 9, choose the support plan which suit your preference and click complete sign up. Step 10, congratulations, you have signed up for AWS root account. Okay, create IAM user credential in Amazon Web Service. Step 1, from the search bar, click the security and then click to IAM. Step 2, then on the left side of the pane, click the user. Step 3, click on the add user to create IAM user credential. Step 4, enter the username. Enter the username such as Aiman ATK and the password Aiman ATK. Step 5, press the create account button and you have complete the task. Step 6, then IAM service and you can see Aiman ATK user has been created. Conclusion cloud computing recently new technology development that have the potential to have great impact on the world. It has many benefits of it provide to user and business. For example, some of benefit that it provide to business is that it reduce operating costs by spending less on maintaining and software upgrade and focus more on the business itself. But there are other challenges and the challenge the cloud computing must overcome. People are very skeptical about whether their data is secure and private.